Welcome. Hopefully it's welcome back to my MANformation journey. I like to think of it as our MANformation journey, where you're coming along with me into the gym on a continual basis. Today I'm training arms in this third week of this MANformation training routine. First exercise are barbell curls for 3 sets, and in this week 3 it's in the 4 to 6 rep range. So what I'm showing you in these episodes are one of the heavy taxing overload sets, one of the 3 sets. Warming up, I do a lot of warming up. I counted today, I did 7 warm-up sets because the majority of the warm-up is going to be in this first exercise of the arm exercise, the bicep exercise, and then I go right at it. Alright, so about 7 warm-up sets. Not a lot of reps, not a lot of weights, but I make sure I get thoroughly warmed up. Next exercise is alternating dumbbell curls. I'll go right into it with 2 sets, and again, that's in the 4 to 6 rep range. So you can see I'm challenging myself. Obviously, I'm still progressing up in weight. Here we are in this week 3. Form, feel, and execution while I'm challenging myself. Weight isn't important. Form, feel, and execution without factoring weight isn't optimal, right? This is what I shoot for. It's challenging weight in this 4 to 6 rep range, but it's also that form, feel, and execution. So now I'll just go to 1 set of hammer curls, and that again, that's in the 4 to 6 rep range, and this finishes off the bicep portion of this arm training routine. You want to make sure you stick around after this arms workout because I got a message for you. I've got some advice for you. I got some advice about taking advice in the motivation for older men section of this thing. All right, so now moving on to the triceps. Now my arms are warmed up. Here's the thing about triceps, at least for me, I got to get that lubrication in my elbows. If I'm not warmed up, it'll be really uncomfortable training triceps. And it's the difference between doing some light sets. Here I am. This isn't an exercise here. I'm just getting some fluid into my triceps. The first exercise will be lying tricep extensions. Now it's just 1 set. Right? This is a challenging exercise, even if it wasn't the first tricep exercise. Even if my arms, my triceps, my elbows are fluid, have that fluid lubrication going. So, I'll just kind of do those presses like that just to get warmed up sometimes. Today, definitely. Sometimes I don't need it as I go into this lying triceps extensions. So if there are any scary exercises that I'm really making sure I'm focused, this is definitely one of them. You know, you're lying, you got to get that stretch over your head and then bring it back up. This kind of feels very vulnerable, makes you focus. It's a great exercise for triceps though. Next exercise for triceps are the tricep cable pushdowns. I'll do 2 sets in the 4 to 6 rep range. You know, one thing as you see this movement, how I'm leaning forward, and as I push down, I move my body and come down on the triceps so I can feel it. This isn't like a rope pull down where you're standing upright, you stay upright during the movement. I'm intentionally leaning in, leaning forward to feel my triceps as I go down on the bottom of the movement. Controlling it on the way up, 2, and that 1, 2 count, and then I explode on the 1 count. Triceps are a tough exercise. You got to make sure you're warmed up. You got to make sure you're ready. Seems like just vulnerable, right, when you're training triceps. That's certainly the case with this next tricep movement, overhead dumbbell tricep extensions. I'll do 2 sets, and they will be in the 4 to 6 rep range. So this one, you challenge yourself with a heavy dumbbell. I mean, getting up could be a challenge, but also getting it down low enough so you feel that stretch and you can push it up. One of the keys is to keep those elbows tucked in. They'll want to flare out. I really fight to keep them tucked in so I can feel it in the tricep. Big stretch at the bottom, not too low, and explode up. Almost locking out your elbows, but not quite, so you keep that continuous tension on your triceps. And that's going to do it for this tricep portion of this arm workout. You know, it's a slightly different workout, but if you're on my YouTube channel and go to skiplacour.com, I have a 15-minute extensive instructional arms training routine, so you might want to check that out. So now I am on to forearms with barbell wrist curls, 2 sets in the 4 to 6 rep range. Again, I'm progressing here in week number 3, up in weight, up in intensity. I should hit my stride here in the next 2 weeks or so. Just 3 sets total for forearms to get a lot of indirect work. 2 sets here, 1 set on the next exercise. If you're training heavily, your forearms are always getting indirect work, and most of the MANformation training routines that you'll be introduced to do not have direct forearm training, direct forearm work. This one does. All right, so we're going to finish off the entire arm workout and the forearm workout with these dumbbell wrist curls. It's just 1 set. I like this exercise. 1 set, 4 to 6 rep range. I think the toughest part of this is, getting the heavy dumbbells where you have to bend over for them. Get a big stretch at the top of the movement and at the bottom of the movement. All right, so that's going to do it for this arm workout. As we just go through the journey, I just want you to see and feel, and just through osmosis going through the journey, we become training partners. A lot of older guys love the fact that an older guy is passionate in training. Hey, thanks for joining me for this workout, going with me on my MANformation journey. I like to think of it as our MANformation journey. I always like to leave a message as I'm going through the journey. I know a lot of driven, ambitious men, just like you, just like me. We have the same thoughts. We go through the same experience. Sometimes, not only is it nice to be a little bit older, busy, productive life, you have someone like me to go through the working out, fitness, the whole lifestyle with, someone who's pushing it just like you. Maybe it's someone you aspire to be like, someone your age, your experience going through the journey with fitness, but also life. And I'm just like you. I go through the journey of life, pushing it to higher and higher levels. That's why you're attracted to this MANformation journey. That's why you're following it. One thing is that as you go through the journey, you take your risk. Not just your risk with money, business decisions. There's a risk of your willpower, focus, energy, and time, your hopes, your dreams, your ego, as you go for that higher and higher level, whatever it is, inside or outside of the gym. And there's always going to be people who are going to give you different opinions. They're going to give you advice on what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing with your time, with your energy, with your willpower, focus, energy, and time. Now, it's bad enough you got to go through those battles yourself and step up to the challenge, right? Any risk, right? The good things in life, there's a risk involved. A risk, by definition, means that there's a good chance you're going to fail. But you want to get to that higher level anyway. You summon the courage, the belief that you're going to be that 1 out of 10 that's going to succeed. That's what makes life worth living. You're probably that way already when it comes to fitness for your age. So you're always going to get advice from other people. And sometimes they may be right. Maybe they're thinking something that you thought earlier in the process. Just want you to remember one thing, is that you should never take advice from someone who doesn't have anything to lose. Mark Cuban, he had that quote, or I found that quote through him. And it's so powerful and it's so true. Maybe you know what the journey is like. You had mentors, you had people you aspired to be maybe when you were younger, and you were driving higher and higher. And you saw the way that they did, and you said, they don't have to do it that way. They should do this, they should do that. And then you kept on going, and then you got to their level. And you know exactly why they did things that were counterintuitive, that didn't make sense when you were younger and inexperienced, and you didn't go through all the risk that that person did, and you understand exactly why. You got to remember that when you're getting this advice from other people. They're not under the same conditions as you. They haven't risked their willpower, focus, energy, and time. You'll know it when it's a person who's gone through the journey and they have really friendly advice. It'll come from a whole different tone. So just remember that. You're going to get all kinds of advice distracting you, making you doubt where you're going. You already have that self-doubt that you got to battle. But if they don't have any skin in the game, if they have nothing to lose, their advice means nothing. It means nothing. They're not under the same conditions. They're not under the same risk. All right? I listen to what everybody has to say. All right? I do. I take it. If there's a negative comment, I don't want that type of a negative comment. I don't want people thinking that this is the format where they can spread their negativity, right or wrong, or anything in between. All right? I keep a positive environment, but I'll tell you, I read every negative comment before I delete it. Right? Because I take in that information because I want to learn. It challenges me to think. Right? I don't care if it's positive, negative, or something in between. I'm so committed to the next level. I'll entertain what anybody has to say, but never take advice from anyone who has nothing to lose. It's just not the same conditions. So, hey, thanks for joining me on my MANformation journey, our MANformation journey. Come back every single time I post these episodes. We're going to have, motivation for older men as well as workouts for older men. I'm going to explain this MANformation training to you, and I'll convince you, I'll persuade you. I'll sell you on why this is the ultimate workout for men who are a little bit older with busy, productive lives. So I'll see you on the next episode. Have a great day.